Welcome everybody back to Fire Talk. Today we're going live, doing our Sunday stream on a Monday. Had the off day today. Last night we were kind of busy, so we figured, you know what, we'll just rock with Monday night. No game on. A bunch of games in the playoff race. However, it's kind of a bad day for the Padres since basically every single team that they are competing with to make the playoffs is winning or has won. So we're recording this Monday night. Kind of just want to go over the last week since we talked about the trade deadline. Did a bunch of stuff on the trade deadline, and now we're looking at it, and this team is in the playoff race and they're playing well at like the best time. So I mean, I feel like we've seen like what this team's strengths are. We've seen them come back, and last week, this is since we've talked, we had the Dodgers series and we had the Rockies series. You see the Dodgers game, that first game, they come back down from 5-0. That was awesome. That was amazing to watch. One of the best games of the year, one of the best comebacks as well. And then you kind of, you fast forward and they lose that first game in the Rocky series, right? But it got pretty like scary, like, oh, dude, they're gonna lose the Rockies, they're gonna screw it up. And they get in kind of a bad situation on Saturday. They end up winning the game. Then they ball out on Sunday. And I feel like we're like, okay, like a big sigh of relief. Like we beat the Rockies, even though it sounds a little stupid, but it's like the Rockies have been an issue for this team. Bad teams have been an issue for this team. And now they've won. The Padres and the Diamondbacks right now are the two hottest teams in the sport. The Dodgers are beating the Phillies right now, I saw, but they've been struggling lately. They took 2 or 3 against the A's. The Mets are starting to come back down to earth a little bit here, but it's a full-on playoff race, and this Padres team is good. And really now, all that matters, like the only thing that matters is you gotta watch the games. You gotta hope we win. And that's an exciting thing because it's not like we have these issues. It's like you are waiting on Musgrove and Tatis to get back healthy, but even without them, this team is still solid. Martin Perez, he looked good. Randy Vasquez, he had an okay start. Like those back into the rotation guys weren't, they weren't like awful this week. So if they're able to be competent, like this team definitely has a shot, and it's gonna be an awesome rest of the season to watch. But I feel like one guy that we're gonna have to get into quite a bit here is Jackson Merrill, just because he was clutch as hell. He's been clutch as hell. He's been awesome. He's been everything that anyone could have hoped for. Also, Manny's been back. He had an absolutely insane game on Tuesday night. That was ridiculous. Like the multiple crazy defensive plays, 2 bombs, one of them is in the ninth. It was like a masterful game from him. I think those are the 2 guys that probably get the most credit. But Chase, what are you feeling right now about this team? Because we talked so much at the trade deadline about the moves, about all this stuff, about the roster, but now we're sitting here and we're rocking with what they have right now. That's what we see for the rest of the season.
Dude, they like you said earlier, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball, and that is without our main guy still. And you don't have Darvish, you don't have Musgrove, and they're still managing to pull out these wins. They're managing to come back from behind 5-0. Jackson Merrill has like entered himself as one of the stars. I mean, if they can continue this when Tatis, Darvish, Musgrove come back, I mean, you're looking at it and you think they have a serious shot at taking the division. Um, it might take the Diamondbacks to cool off a little bit. You guys have the same record. They're 8-2 in their last, just like us. They've won 2 of their last games, just like us. They're kind of mirroring us. It's kind of crazy. I remember looking at it. I'm like, okay, we should be firmly cemented into second place. And then I looked. I'm like, why are the Diamondbacks tied with us? They've kind of been sneakily good. Haven't been really talked about as the second hottest team in baseball. And you look at it and you go, yeah, they are. They're good. They're looking like last year's not a fluke. We thought maybe, hey, Corbin Carroll's having a down year. Maybe they won't be as good as they were last year. They're still there. So now you look at it and you go, you have a 3-way tie, or like a 3-man division. Everyone's going to compete and or make the playoffs potentially. And you look at it and you go, the NL West is one of the strongest divisions in the NL now. I mean, the NL East is good. The Mets, I think, are going to come back down to earth a little bit more, but they were on a hot streak. The Braves are still a really good team, and then you have the Phillies, who are one of the best teams in the National League. The NL West is looking really good, and it's kind of scary where you don't kind of want to see any of these teams that you're going to be against in the playoffs. They're all good teams. It's going to be tough, especially if Darvish doesn't come back. That's still a really big question mark. He's been out with, I believe, family issues or an undisclosed issue, and he's been out for a while, and we really haven't heard anything about it. Which he can take all the time he needs. Just having a little timeline would be nice. But Darvish looked good in his rehab. I don't know if you saw the video of him. He was sitting like 94, 96. His off speed looked good. He looked like his elbows okay, his triceps okay. Getting him back would be huge for the rotation. It would be huge for the bullpen. I mean, it would just make the a lot more complete, and just what we could accomplish with be healthy would be insane.
Dude, definitely. I mean, Musgrove coming back would be super clutch. I mean, I feel like the big thing, and when Isaac was on too with us, he was talking about this. I don't know which one it was that we had this convo. Maybe it was just during the trade deadline, but him coming back, like Isaac was like, no, dude, I need Musgrove to be like his old self. Like he can't come back and be like decent. He needs to be like ready to go. And I think that's true. Like if you're trying to win a championship, you do need Musgrove to be at that level. I think that's definitely the case. But if he's looking good in rehab, dude, that's a big deal, I feel like. Because with him, it was like, oh, like he just looked bad like earlier this year. It wasn't like, oh, he was pitching well and like it was whatever. It's like, no, he looked bad and they like gave him a break. And that's like a lot of the reason why that stuff went down. So dude, him coming back would be huge. I feel like I see a couple questions here. First one, you guys getting a Pro Farm Metal jersey? No, I'm not getting any active players jersey. I have a jersey curse. If I get one of those guys jersey, they're tearing a knee or something, bro. It's not good. So I'm not buying anyone's jersey. But see questions about the division and stuff. Yeah, this is the mentality now. It's that the Padres aren't just competing for the wild card now; they're competing for the division. And you look across at the division, and it's funny that you did this, Chase, because I think this is a super fair point. But you're talking about, okay, yeah, they have a shot to win the division. Well, you kind of do need the Diamondbacks to cool down because the Diamondbacks are on fire too. They're probably the other hottest team in the league. They won again tonight in extras. They've been insane. Like they've been winning a lot of, also just like the way they're winning games is just like ridiculous. And the Dodgers are winning right now 4-2. But the Dodgers roster right now is like a complete shell of what it has been like earlier this year. And they don't have like their pitching doesn't look that good. They have a lot of starters hurt. Their lineup, I mean, guys, we just saw it. It's super banged up. It's what the Padres were maybe like a couple months ago where it was just like, dude, everyone's hurt. Like even the guys in the field are hurt. Well, now the Dodgers have a bunch of guys out. So it's like you got to capitalize and you got to jump them right now. The good thing is this next couple weeks, the Padres schedule is pretty light. So you want to be a couple games back, you want to be a game or two back, and all of a sudden, like it's on. And that I think isn't it the last week of the season? I gotta double check this. I'm pretty sure the last week of the season, the last two series are Dodgers. Yep, they're Dodgers, Arizona on the road. That's gonna decide the division, I think. And I think that depending on that's going to decide playoffs as well for a lot of these teams. I don't know who like the Mets and the Cardinals and the Braves play at the end of the year, but I wouldn't be surprised, a division matchup in that could be like Braves Mets, and that could be the other one that decides it. So it's insane how tight this playoff race is in the NL because the Phillies are also like they're up a little bit, but like they could lose a division in theory still. They're probably not going to. I wouldn't bank on that. But all of a sudden, the NL West is wide open because the Padres and the Diamondbacks just jumped up way in the standings. And, like a month ago, they were like 9 games back, both of them. The Diamondbacks were way more. The Diamondbacks have been bad. So the goal is the division now. Now that's still like you want to make the playoffs, of course, but go try to win the division. And we've seen this team's mentality. And I feel like that's the right way that's probably the way they're approaching it. And that's the right way that they should be approaching it. We just saw them go out there and kick the Dodgers' ass. Like they dominated in that series. Like they were down 5-0 off of one inning and then slowly came back, hit a bunch of clutch home runs. Suarez came in, lights out, and then they just go out the next day and just completely rock Kershaw. So I'm pumped, dude. Also, I saw this earlier. Chase, 2 series against the Pirates this week and next week, and we don't face Paul Skeens. Got away from him. He pitched on Sunday. We got bailed out, man. So that's actually massive because that is not the guy you want to face. So hopefully you take a lot of games in these series. You have the Marlins in between that. Like, just keep stacking up the wins. Get the winning percentage way up there. But it's a good time right now, dude. We're seeing the lineup just absolutely ball out. I want to see as we're kind of talking here. I want to see like what you guys are kind of thinking. If there's anyone you want us to touch up on, like any performances or anything, because the guy I want to talk about was Merrill.
I think there's
Also,
a team performance we have to talk about.
Who?
The White Sox are about to lose 21 in a row.
It's 21.
They're losing 4-1 right now in the 7th.
21. It's actually 21. That's insane.
They're at 20 right now. They would be 21.
You just need to look at this on this. Yeah, it is. And they already lost 14 earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's hilarious.
They are 41 games back of the division.
Dude.
They're 36 game back with a wild card. I don't know how they're not statistically eliminated yet. Like, their playoff percentage has to be like
it's like
0 something.
I mean, there's no way because they have 87 losses. That's not even possible in the AL. Like, there's no way.
I don't think they statistically have been eliminated yet.
Oh no, I know, but like, you'd have to have everyone like lose out.
Yeah, anyway,
it'll happen soon. It's gonna happen soon.
27 wins is insane. 87 losses is absolutely insane.
Dude, I bet you guys. I bet that like Dylan Cease is just like, thank God I got out of there. It would have been such a depressing year. Now he's in a playoff race. Like, dude, that is amazing for that dude. Same thing with Luis Ariz, dude. Two of the Padres, like biggest like acquisitions. It's like, oh, thank God, dude. Thank God I don't have to just rot this year, like envy on a team that just does not matter. Because I feel like it, dude. In baseball, it's brutal. Like I get like you're still making good money and everything, but it's got to be brutal to just be on like a horrible, horrible team for the last couple months of the season. I mean, dude, we used to see that.
The White Sox are like, there's horrible teams. And then there's the White Sox. Like, the Marlins are in last, but they have 16 more wins.
That's crazy. Yeah, and they're awful. They have 42 wins.
And they're awful.
Yeah, they're
awful.
What's the worst baseball team ever? I want to see this. I want to see what like is the lowest amount of wins. Oh my God. All right, I want to look at one that's not from the 1800s. Here we go, modern era. The worst team ever was in 1916, the Philadelphia A's, 36-117. I mean, they could, in theory, be on record. How bad they've been lately.
They're on pace. They're on pace.
How many games is there left?
We can see it. We could see the worst team. We could be a part of it. We could witness the worst team in MLB history.
That would be crazy. And we took their best guy.
And you know what?
And Garrett Crochet was like,
you know who's the loser?
Huh?
Exactly. I was gonna bring him out. I'm like, and he's the real loser of the entire season. Garrett Crochet
comes out and says, "You know what? I won't pitch in the playoffs." He's like, "All right, dude. Well, you can stay here, and you're not making the playoffs. We can guarantee that. You're not going to make the playoffs for your whole career here." That's why. Like that has to be a part of the reason why he didn't get traded. Yeah, him and the White Sox are the biggest.
He wanted an extension, and if he didn't get his extension, he wouldn't pitch in playoffs.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be like your first year of being a good player and be doing that. I don't know. That's just my thought. Like I understand, get your bag, get all that, but that's kind of right. Like, all right, dude, you've had one good year and you're on the worst team ever. Like, I don't know. White Sox were the losers at the deadline. I agree. Like, they didn't trade him. Like, they're awful. Like, they're a disaster. I think they're the biggest loser at the deadline. Also, I saw this from Devin. Alec Jacob. Can you guys go deep into him?
Dude, I like him. He was good last year. He had the elbow injury, right? Last year, that's what prevented him. he went down with an injury, and he came in towards the end of the year. He was doing really good, and then he got hurt, and then didn't really get reactivated until like spring training. He was out for a while with injury, and then he got brought up, and then he wasn't doing good, and then I think he went and worked on some things and came back up again. Good sidearm run, good slider, spots the ball well. Doesn't throw hard, but he doesn't get hit hard either. I don't know if you want to pull up his baseball savant. Let me see if I can without my computer crashing. Padres baseball savant. But solid guy, solid mover. Okay.
Here we go. No fastball velo.
That's not horrible.
No. Everything else is great. You can see it, right?
Yeah, dude, that's really good. He gets barreled up, which is weird. His barrel percentage is some of the worst, but his hard hit percentage is some of the best.
Keep in mind, it's only a sample size of 5 innings. But, I mean, I think this shows how he's looked.
Let's go to last year.
He only pitched 3 innings.
Was it really only 3?
Same thing. Well, because he got a ridiculous amount of Ks. Like, he has 10 Ks right now. Like,
yeah,
he looks good, dude.
He got hurt.
Yeah, elbow inflammation. That's what someone said.
Dude, he's gonna be good. I mean, and that just solidifies the bullpen that much more.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, I feel like he's been good. I mean, I feel like the bullpen in general, like, you can feel that it's a lot better. And
is
also,
it my internet or your internet?
What happened? Mine. I mean, I can hear you. I think you're back. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'll get into some stuff as Chase gets revived over here. I feel like with like just kind of these like random hot streaks of guys this year, I think obviously Profar balled out again against the Dodgers. I was just kind of looking in the numbers. Higashioka too, dude. He's been amazing. Merrill now has, I mean, it's kind of funny because like Chase, I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you look at the Padres lineup as a whole, I wanted to get into this a little bit. There's no one that's really like that crazy this year. Like Profar is the guy, but everyone is just above average. And I think this is like the lesson of like, dude, like you need a complete lineup. Like having a complete lineup is so much better because it feels like, and maybe numbers wise it's not, but it definitely feels like this year's lineup is better than last year's, or at least more clutch, or at least they win games for the team more often than last year's lineup. And you had a full year of Tatis and a full year of Juan Soto in that one. But the bottom end of the lineup was so abysmal. And Manny and Xander were double play machines that it was like, oh, God, like it never worked. Xander deserves his credit. Xander's been balling out too. Now, the overall numbers on the year are still pretty bad, but he's been a lot better lately. He kind of started to cool off a little bit, but I think he'll kind of come back. Luis Arraez, dude, I think Arraez is going to have another hot streak coming up here soon because he's been kind of like not his normal self. You get Tatis back, that's going to be huge. One guy that's been getting a lot of hate, Ha-Seong Kim. But I don't know if you saw the chart. Ha-Seong Kim is the second leading player in terms of WAR on the Padres. I don't know if you saw that. He's also not
defensively runner. He's good on base. Like when he gets on base, he's lethal. It's when he gets on base, which I still think like when he was his best when he was at leadoff. He was a lethal leadoff hitter, but the way the lineup is right now, you can't put him there and really justify it if he's not doing well. If he reverts back to where he was, like he's hitting over 300, he has like a 350 on base and slugging like he was when he was off, then you can justify it. But with the way he's been hitting, it's kind of hard to look at it and go, he needs to go lead off. It's when you have a rise in Profar. And it also just pushes everyone else down in the lineup where Okay, it was Arias profile. And when Tatis is batting 3, you do that. You go Kim is lead off, and then everybody else. Machado's not even hitting till 5. Bogarts is 6, and then Merrill is 7. I mean, it's a deep lineup, and if it works, it's one of the best lineups, if not the best lineup in all of baseball. If it works, but if not, you're kind of putting everybody behind the count with Kim going up there and not getting on base and letting everyone else do their job. Like Luis Arias' job is to put the ball in play and get on base. But hey, if Kim's walking and stuff, and hey, you could do so many hit and runs with that. That's the possibilities that are just. There's a lot of possibilities with Kim at lead off and Arias second. That
Yeah, but you can also have Kim at 9th, and now they have him at 8th and 9th, and it's like, it's not that bad. You get a little bit more of that.
having
You
Kim
can't
at
push
9
everyone. The problem is you can't push everyone down the lineup to have Kim up there. Like Kim's OPS is like a 680. Like
that's the problem.
I guess Arise is only 713, but Arise is also hitting over 300. Kim's hitting 220. Like,
Yeah.
I know Arise doesn't walk that much. Like Kim's on base is 322, so it's actually not that terrible. Kim also has 20 stolen bases. Last year he had 38 stolen bases. I did not realize that until like earlier this year, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize he stole that many bags. I think that also. So one thing with Kim, we were talking about this the other day. This is what Devin says. Kim is not coming back next year. So I seen this. Probably not, right? Like probably not. We kind of agreed.
Depends on the price.
Yeah, but it definitely depends on the price. Like, how much is he going to make? Because if you guys remember last year, there was a rumor that Kim was going to get 150 mil in free agency. I don't think he's going to get that anymore. Chase, I don't think you think he's going to get that anymore. But he could get 100. I could see him getting a 5-year, $100 million contract, and it's really not that
80.
crazy. I think 80 is like ideal, but I think that you could see a team give him 100 mil for 5 years. Dude, there's a lot of teams that need a shortstop.
Yeah, but
I don't think the Padres will do it.
For a guy who doesn't slug the way that a guy would or should for $20 million is the problem. Yeah, he scores well on WAR because he does everything else so damn well. But if you're paying a shortstop $20 million, he's got to hit at least 20 home runs. It's like $1 million per home run.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think that we're going to see him come back on the Padres. But I think it's going to be in like the 80 million plus range. I think it's going to be more than 80 million for like a 5-year deal. Maybe he signs like a 4-year deal. He's definitely not opting into his deal. There's not a shot. Absolutely no shot that he opts into his option. Makes literally no sense for him because he gets like a buyout too. So it's like $4 million of a difference. It's something like nothing, or maybe like $5 million. This says Kim is worth 90 million max over the next 5 years. I mean, I'm telling you, I could see him get 100, 20 million a year on average for 5 years for a guy that's going to put up like 4 WAR. You could, and teams that need it, like, because there's gonna be teams that are like, dude, we only need a shortstop. But I don't think it's in the Padres' best interest to bring him back on that. Like, I really don't. They have enough infield. I would rather see the Padres go get a slugger, put him at first base, and kick everyone over in the infield. I'd much rather see that. That makes a whole lot more sense. And you also have Arise to play first base if you really wanted to go with that route. Have Arise DH with someone else, or you know what I mean, like do something like that. So I don't think it makes any sense for him.
See, here, if I'm the Padres, if I'm AJ Preller, and I see that Kim wants that amount of money, I go, look, buddy, you just hit 220 under a 700 OPS. The year before that, you did really well. So here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to do a base contract of, let's say, 10 million, which would be a good deal. But for every time you hit over 260, you get another 2 million. You hit 20 bombs, another 3 million. You get this many stolen bases, another mill. You slug over 750 or let's say 775, almost 800. You get another mill. And so then it will equal the 16 to 8 million that he wants, but it's all incentive based.
Yeah, and then he's gonna get an offer that's better and not accept it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But you're saying
But
that's
if
what
he
you would
wanted,
offer.
if he wanted to stay with the Padres and prove that he's worth that money, I'm okay with that.
I mean, that's fine if you're the Padres had to offer something like that. But like I'm saying, that's why I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I'd rather them get slugging at
Probably
first
not.
baseman. I think he'll go somewhere else. I would be very surprised. But I do see a lot of people like massively hating on Kim. I'm like, dude, that's not like he's not that good of a hitter. He's having a down year hitting. He's been pretty bad offensively, especially for like the last month because his numbers went up for a while. And now he's at a 679 OPS. I mean, last year he was at a 749 OPS, and for most of the year he was at 800 OPS. So he has cooled off
Really
tremendously
bad
since.
September.
Yeah, he's cooled off tremendously since he was like an 800 player, which sucks, dude. But I mean, the defense is still there, the speed's still there, the base stealing. He's been drawing a higher rate of walks. He's walking over 12% of the time this year, which is actually pretty damn good. But he's also a bottom of the lineup guy. It's not that serious. But if he gets hot at the end of the year, that'd be nice. That'd be real nice. I also saw another question I wanted to bring up over here. Where is it? Okay, let's do this. And if you guys have any more questions, make sure to add them because I don't know how long we're gonna go tonight. But how do you construct a lineup when Tatis is back? You started getting into these crazy lineups with Kim up top.
Yeah.
This is what I would do. I'll tell you what I would do first, and then you gotta tell me what to adjust. Rise 1. You're gonna have Rise 1. Just forget all the numbers, all that. Like, just watch that guy come up to bat and tell me it's not a leadoff hitter for you. Like he's a leadoff hitter for you. Tatis 2. I don't really like Cronenworth at 3. I'll be 100% honest. I know you want the lefty righty switching.
You already have a different
Manny,
lineup.
huh?
You already have a different lineup than me.
Well, I was gonna say you want Manny cleanup, right? Like Manny's just pretty comfortable hitting cleanup. I feel like pretty consistently.
Mm-hmm.
You got Arise at 1. You got Tatis at 2. That's what they were doing before, and it was working great. I mean, I guess 3 is, dude. Maybe you just put Profar at 3. So, but let's say this: you go. This is a weird one, dude, because I don't think you have to do it like this. I think you would go Arise, Profar. Sorry, Arise, Tatis, Profar.
You had it right.
Profar 2?
Profar 2.
Dude, Tatis always hits 2. But Tatis. Yeah, but then what happens to your lefty righty splits, dude?
It's okay because then you can throw Cronenworth at 5. And then X, then Merrill.
So that's okay. I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't hate your idea. I really don't hate your idea. This is what I think they're gonna do, and this is what that's what more of what I'm doing. What I think they're gonna do is they're gonna have a Rise at 1, Tatis at 2, Profar at 3, Manny at 4, Bogarts at 5, Merrill at 6, Cronenworth at 7. Could they do that? No, because Cronenworth plays so much better when he's up in the lineup. Like he hits so much better. And then the bottom of the lineup is gonna be after those guys is gonna be Kim and
Campy, Higgy.
Yeah, and then Kim should be 9. Kim should be 9, and Campy and Higgy should be 8. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think is different? Like, what do you think they're actually gonna do? Or what do you want? What do you think they should do?
What I want is Arias, Profar, Tatis, Manny, Cronenworth, X, Merrill, Campy Kim, or Higgy Kim.
I could see that. Dude, I kind of want Merrill to be up in the lineup, though. Merrill's kind of a dog, dude. I kind of want him to get more at bats. Like,
see, I said we could put X at 7, but I would be crucified if I.
I don't think it's like that, but I just don't. They wouldn't do that. Like, they're just not gonna do that. He's been hitting 5, right? Yeah, he's been hitting 5. They're gonna keep him at 5. They're gonna keep Machado at 4. I think
I think
what I
Crony
said
then
is,
X. X at 6, and then Crony at 5 is good.
but okay, let me ask you this one, because we have a similar range for everyone except for Profar and Cronenworth. Who do you think is more likely to get pushed down the lineup, Profar or Cronenworth? Probably Cronenworth, right? Just because he hasn't been as good. Because Profar's been that good that, like, why don't fix what isn't broken, right? Like, I don't think you can move him. I see people talking.
Exactly.
Okay,
So why move Profar out of the second spot?
oh wait, I see some comments here. I'm gonna kind of run through them. All right, Tatis bats third, Merrill 3, Profar cleanup, Machado at 3. Dude, Machado's gonna sit in 4, but they're gonna keep Machado in. I don't think there's any shot that they change it up. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think so. My lineup hack says Arise, Tatis, Profar, Manny, Crony, X, Merrill. Hey, that's pretty. I could see it, but I don't think they would move. That's a good one. I don't think they would move. It's just Profar and Tatis are flip for you. I would be very surprised if they moved X after Cronenworth. I don't know, dude. It's hard to tell. I also Merrill's probably gonna be 7. I mean, you can also change it around too. Like, you don't gotta do the exact same thing every day. Like, pretty consistent, but not the exact same thing. You can tinker it a little bit. And then we got Arise, Profar, Tatis, Machado, Crony, Bogarts, Merrill, Higgy. Where are Peralta and Solano coming into this? We have 10 players.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's 10.
Wait a second. But yeah, I think that's kind of what you got to rock with. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be interesting because it's like everyone's hitting well, and it's like, oh, you're just gonna insert. I mean, Tatis is 2 or 3, right? Guaranteed. I think he's
3.
2, dude. He's hit 2 so
3.
often.
3.
Was it him that was hitting 3?
You can't take Profar out of 2. He's been doing so good at 2 that you can't take him out.
Was it him that was hitting 3 and he sucked at it? Was that him a couple years ago?
Like the beginning of his career.
Yeah. No, I know. But was it him that did that when he was like he slumped super hard in the 3 hole? They're like, get him out of the 3 hole. It might have been.
Yeah.
I know that. Was it Xander at 2? Xander at 2 was the disaster one, right? Last year, he was like awful when he was hitting 2. I remember that one. That was at the beginning of the year. Yeah, maybe, dude. Maybe you do Profar 2 and you do Tatis at 3.
That's exactly what you do.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. Here's what you can argue. One, Profar is just randomly a god this year, so yeah, you can just keep rocking him at 2. And having Tatis and Manny back to back is dirty. That is nasty.
Exactly.
All right, I mean, I could be down with it. I don't think they're gonna do that, but maybe they do because it is true. Like, Profar's been that good in that 2 spot, and probably a lot of it is just because Arise just like gets him into some weird spots. Who is this? This is for Tatis.
Arise just needs to be lead off.
Yeah, Arise just needs to be lead off. I want to see. I'll look up Tatis's spots in the lineup. Let's see this. Dude, I know people like hate on.
I swear to God, if he only hits well in like odd numbers, it would be the weirdest baseball coincidence.
If he what?
Only hits in like odd numbers, so he has to be like 1, 3, or 5. He can't hit at 2 or 4.
All right, I'm pulling up the career, right? All right, here we go. You ready? Okay, Tatis. You ready? You ready for this? Tatis hitting first, 974 OPS. Second, 805. Third, 754. I was right. Fourth, 1,000. Fifth, 1,200. Blah 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 blah. So,
holy fuck!
Those are drastic.
The 5th spot's crazy.
I mean, he's basically only ever really hit leadoff or second though, and a little bit of cleanup. Yeah. You could put him at cleanup and put Manny at 4, but I don't think you want him that low in your lineup.
But here's the thing. What was his lineup protection like before, though? Like,
it was bad. It was Grisham. It was Grisham before him.
It was literally like okay, you have Tatis and Manny, but most of the time in the first inning, they would get the first two guys out because they'd be ass. And so they would just be like, okay, we're just going to throw at him because the worst thing he can do is knock us for a run because there's already 2 outs. And I don't want to face fucking Machado with Tatis on the bag, so let's go at him.
Yeah.
There's no point in.
Yeah, I feel like, dude, maybe Tatis at lead. Tatis is good and nasty at leadoff. I know,
He was
but
doing that.
I feel like you have to have a Rise there. I mean, well,
no, Arias would also be a really good 3-hitter.
That's true.
Because my version of like a 3-hitter is a really versatile hitter who's also really good at making contact. That's why I really like Jake as a 3-hitter like a while ago.
Yeah.
Or like when he first got on the team. But like you do Tatis, Profar, Arias, Manny, Cronenworth, and then you have a decent supply of power after you have a guy that can knock some guys in.
Yeah, I just feel like the double plays get a little bit scary with Arise. That's the only thing. And you're getting no power. That's the other thing. Like, I want to see. So, I mean, yeah, Arise has 3 home runs this year. Dude, what the hell? Arise OPS plus is 101 this year.
Yeah. So here's my thing. Like, Arise gets a lot of hits, but the reason it works so well for him at leadoff is that they can't really shift against him. And so he can poke it up the middle. He can poke it between the 3-4 hole, the 5.5 hole. He can poke them all the way through there. But if someone's on base ahead of him and he tries to poke it up the middle, he doesn't hit the ball hard enough where it's going to scream through the middle. It's always going to be a chance at a double play.
Yeah.
Unless he pulls the ball.
I want to see Arise's splits. All right, let's see it. I also wonder I want to see what his splits are with runners in scoring position too, because I do feel like he is very clutch. I mean, also this is maybe something that they should play with a little bit, like see what it is, like see the difference. All right, Arise leadoff. Oh, dude, he's nasty in the 3 hole. Holy shit!
That's what I say. He could be really nasty.
You ready for this, dude? I mean, it's not his drastically played more games hitting first, but the other 2 spots he's hit the most are 3rd and 6th, and a little bit of 2nd. Leadoff, he hits 322 with a 780 OPS. Batting 30 hits 356 with an 878 OPS. I wonder if it's because of the runners in scoring position. I want to see. Where is it? You think he's good with runners in scoring position, right? Oh my. All right, Chase, we might have a point, dude. There might be an argument to have Tatis at 1 and Arise at 3. Just try it, because check this out. You ready for this? Runners in scoring position in his career, and almost basically a full season's sample size, right? Almost 500 at-bats. 369 batting average, 885 OPS. Monster, dude. Monster. So you might get the double plays. You might get some of the double plays, right? But he's going to drive a lot of dudes in, bro.
That's nasty. That's actually insane. A 369 average over 850.
No.
Over 850?
No. 498 plate appearances.
No.
The 850 OPS. Yeah. Pretty crazy, right?
I think that's the way. I honestly think you need to do that.
I mean,
I don't think there's any other way.
Dude. So, all right. So maybe you got me. Maybe you've convinced me. I mean, they should at least switch it around a little bit. Or when Arise has an off day, they should put Tatis at leadoff and be like,
no, I think they need to do that right away.
Yeah. And then when they do that, though, Chase, when they put Tatis at leadoff and he hits a leadoff home run, then you might just keep doing that, right? You might have to be like, you know what, we're gonna keep rocking this. But
so
yeah,
if we really wanted to go full blown money ball here, Tatis at least either X at 2 was horrible, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Profar at 2, Arias at 3, Machado at 4. Statistically speaking, who would be the better 5 hitter between Cronenworth and X?
You're probably just gonna put X in there. I don't know who's better, but I mean, statistically, X at 6 is kind of
Statistic, like if we're
insane.
going straight by statistics
It
here.
might be Cronenworth. I feel like he's pretty good if he's in the 5 hole. Like
Yeah,
he's like 3 or
exactly.
5. Because you want him like around Machado. Whenever he's around Machado, he seems to hit a lot better.
And so then you put X after that, and then you do Merrill, and you still get your left, right, left, right, left, right. And then you go Campy and Kim or Higgy and Kim. Dude, that's I'm liking it more and more than I think about it. It makes the lineup it's working well in the brain right now. I want Merrill to get more at bats too, but the problem is when you have
it's a good problem to have.
people as Profar and Tatis and Manny, that's already 4. He's already getting bumped down 4 spots.
Yeah. Chase, you got anything else? I'm trying to go play college football. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
No, I don't got anything.
All right, cool.
We'll at Color and Schilt on Twitter. We'll do it.
Yo, you gotta try Tatis at leadoff again, man. Come on. But I think we're gonna have a couple other videos out later this week, so stay tuned. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but I know Isaac, Chase, and I. There's one night where we're all gonna be around, so we'll probably. I don't think we'll go live, but I think we'll post a couple like segment videos. But yeah, I think it's gonna do it. Thanks for hopping on, guys. This has been a fun season, dude. The games, this team, like some of these videos, they're just, or some of these games are just like these comebacks and stuff. It's just they've been baller, dude. It's been sick to watch. So it gets me pumped up. But yeah, Devin, am I gonna talk football soon? I'll say one thing about football. It sounds like Brandon Ayuk's gonna get traded, so I'm not gonna talk about football soon. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Have a good night. Go Padres. Pump for these next couple series against the Pirates and the Marlins, and hopefully it's first place is right there, a game or two back by after this series. But see y'all. Peace.